Hey, everybody, and welcome on out to the Living Deadwax podcast once again. Or if you're the first time here, welcome in. I am your host, Ty, joined by my co-host, Tyler. Tyler, how are you tonight? Also, introduce tonight's topic because you're the one who chose it.
I'm doing great, man. I mean, every time my topics always rule, so I'm always look forward to them. Really, your topics always so like skip every so whatever you do, go like not our last video, the one before that, and then not that the one every other video. Do that one. Those topics rule. You'll know when you start looking at the list. You go, oh, that's a Tyler topic. That's Tyler. That it's just so. But it's a great night. So just kidding. Everyone rules. But so this episode we're doing most wanted represses, or in certain cases, most wanted releases on vinyl. Because sometimes, obviously, things came out once or haven't gotten pressed in so long that they're super, super money now. And sometimes things just never got pressed on vinyl for some reason, and that's needs to happen. And there might be bootlegs even that are out there for certain things that are super money, which just makes no sense. But those need to get released on vinyl. So we're doing both lanes coming together, and that's the list tonight.
Yeah, it should be a fun topic, and we got a little intro topic too. The RIAA released their 2022 annual revenues, which I find really interesting and could kind of tie into pricing and just so this is kind of be an overall podcast of just kind of the vinyl hobby, collecting, and the industry, I guess, kind of all in one, encompassing here. If you are new to the channel, thanks so much for checking us out. If you're coming back, welcome back. Hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below, all that good stuff. It certainly helps us out. It helps grow the channel, which we greatly appreciate. Also, like Tyler alluded to, we alternate the choice of topic, and tonight at the end of this episode, I will be choosing next week's topic. So if you want to stick around to the end, you can find out next week's topic a little early. So before we get into talking about what our represses we want are, which is an interesting topic and was just fun to me to go down the rabbit hole because most of it was just shit I used to own, and I had to sell off my collection and sold off the collection, got out of the hobby for a few years, and a lot of the stuff I used to own. So it was fun, but also miserable at the same time. Yeah, exactly. So thanks. Let's talk numbers here. So I don't know how much you've dug into this. I know we talked a little bit about it yesterday, but the RIAA dropped their revenue statistics. I think this was last week I saw this thread. This is the actual PDF, the presentation that dropped. So we can go through this and kind of go through the thread a little bit too, because on the Hoffman boards, because some people make some interesting points, and there's some things I want to discuss that could relate into pricing and shit like that. So, and get your take on it. So, recorded music revenues in the U.S. in 2022 continued to grow, 7th consecutive year. Revenues grew 6%. We are at a record high 15.9 billion estimated retail value. I find that interesting that it's 7th year in a row. So there was a year that they didn't grow, which is interesting, which is like 14. What would that be, like 2013, 2014, I guess 7 years ago. Yeah, from 2022. So that's kind of interesting. But they are growing year over year. And as one would suspect, streaming is that biggest driver of growth. And we'll kind of get into the numbers here, which I find fascinating. This is going to get real, like, into the weeds, inside baseball shit. But this shit is fun to me. So, whatever. Wholesale value revenues grew 5% and exceed 10 billion for the first time ever. So what that tells me is that we are at from all that, we are at a peak for the music business for revenue and sales, obviously, ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We are at the peak of that, which I find fascinating because there's been so many other eras with mega stars, mega popular people. And I don't know, like in today's world, I can maybe count like 5, whereas 2, 3, 4 decades ago. Like it's just mega star, mega group, mega band, whatever, pumping them out because they had the money behind them to
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that. And everybody says today they don't have the money to push stuff, and it's like, no, there's a shit ton of money out there. Um, Obviously, this encompasses everything, so it's going to be a
Mhm.
wide range of all the genres. So you got your country artists making probably the bulk of this, and your T Swifts and shit like that. But
Yeah.
any takes on that so far at all?
So, I mean, you're right. There's only a handful and a half of massive artists, I guess, of pop artists or what have you. But you got to think of it this way too. The oversaturation of everybody being able to make a record and put it on streaming or whatever the fuck, like all that adds up eventually, right? So, like, while there are very limited, massive pop stars, there's a trillion other dudes that are selling 1,000 copies or 100 copies or whatever the fuck, not probably not 100, whatever, there's a
Gotcha.
bunch of people doing smaller business that rolls into the big business numbers. So yeah, it's still pretty nuts though. Regardless, it's still very, very nuts.
So here's the actual breakdown of the numbers. So 2020, 8 billion wholesale, 12.1 billion retail. 2021, very similar. Was more last year, but very similar. 9.8 wholesale to 15 billion retail. And then 2022 last year, 10.3 bill wholesale to 15.9 billion retail. So not a ton of growth there, but the gap is still the same.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's definitely it definitely is obviously growing according to those numbers. So it's going to get into the weeds a little bit more. So streaming obviously dominated everything. So
Mhm.
streaming accounted for 84% of sales, which I I don't know. I don't know if it's weird. I don't know if I'm shocked by that. It just seems like a really, really high number. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, that kind of tracks, right? Because everybody at this point, like your mom has streaming. So like everybody streams something. So that kind of makes sense. The fact that it's over 10% physical is pretty crazy to me still at this point.
Yeah,
Because as
11%.
we're gonna get into later, that makeup of the physical number is even weirder at this point and flip flopped. But I mean, I think that streaming number is just gonna grow.
Mm,
It's gonna grow just based on people, I guess. I don't know. Like there has to be, I guess, a plateau of growth there. Just like it's the reason why Netflix and certain other streaming providers, like at a certain point, your expectations and your numbers are off because your growth is no longer available because everybody already has
true.
Netflix, everybody already has Disney Plus or whatever we're talking about. There's no room for growth anymore because there's so many people already on your service. So
Yeah.
I mean, at a certain point, I guess it's gonna be the same thing with streaming, but also like streaming's, you get that with everything now. Like you get your Amazon Music. It's a little limited, whatever, but like it does have everything. Um,
Yeah.
so that's kind of how that works out. Hold, I keep telling you, hold on. You want to get out of there? Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
Amazon Music has everything.
Yeah,
Uh or if you have Prime, you get Amazon Music, you got Apple
mhm.
Music, Spotify obviously.
Yeah,
Uh this is fucking tons of them. I do the Cubas or the Cubas or whatever the hell how it's pronounced. I use that regularly. Um what else? What's the other one?
Title. You have
Deezer.
yourself
Is it
Title,
Deezer?
Deezer.
Yeah.
Uh,
There's a lot.
yeah,
Um One added benefit too of music is there's so many records every day, whereas
mhm.
Netflix can only produce so many shows
Movies.
a
Yeah.
year. So that is the added benefit. Yeah, so streaming 84%, physical made up 11%, so still over 10% there, which is nice. Digital downloads 3%. So nobody that it seems like streaming has killed digital downloads more than physical.
Yeah. I
Um
I don't know who the
Sync,
fuck
which I
does that
don't.
anymore.
Oh, digital downloads.
Yeah, it's insane that it's even 3% still.
Yeah, I mean, I think Josh still does some stuff sometimes. months. I don't know.
Yeah.
Sync 2%. I don't know what sync is. Do you know what sync is?
Syncs basically it's ad spots. So it's ad spots, it's
Oh,
trailer
okay.
trailer spots. It's all I don't know if I assume movies maybe kind of figures into that too, but it's a lot of ad background, all that kind of stuff. Licensing.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. Okay. 2% for that. Revenues from paid subscription service grew 8% to 10.2 billion. So it exceeded 10 billion annually for the first time. So streaming is the future. Like there's no doubt about that. My main question is how much of streaming, like, is this the floor for physical, or is this streaming going to continue and be 90% in 2 years, and then this physical will be 5%, which don't answer yet, because we're going to get into the numbers
Yeah.
for the actual physical numbers here shortly. So here's the paid music subscriptions. This is 2022. Average number of subscriptions for the year grew 10% to 92 million, compared with an average of 84 million. So 8 million more paid subscriptions. So that means
So
8 million more people opening paid subscription accounts.
that's a third of our population roughly, right? I don't know, 300 something million people. So like a little less than a third maybe of our population has streaming services. They're paying for streaming services.
Yeah.
So I wonder if
Well,
that
we have
because
nine.
I
Well,
know
no, it's way more than that, because it's 92 million.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So 300 million and or 300 something whatever
Oh, a
million
third.
people
I
are
thought
in
you
the
said
US.
3%. I'm sorry.
No, a third. No, a third,
I got you.
roughly, a little,
Yeah.
a third of the population. But I'm wondering
Sure.
if that factor, because for example, for you, because I know you have
Two.
your wife, your mom,
Oh, yeah.
whether they use it or not, different story. But they all
Yeah.
have access to said things, and you're
Yeah.
paying for it. So I'm wondering if that factors those extra accounts in as well. It'd be
It
interesting.
it count. It does answer that. It counts multi-user plans as single subscriptions.
So okay, so there you go.
So
So
that number is a lot higher for the
a lot
number of
higher.
people, because there's a shit ton of family plans.
Yeah,
Also, like, I double dip because I have two paid streaming services.
good call. Yep.
So now let's get into physical. That's what we're here for. We do like to collect things. So let's get into it. This is where it gets the most interesting to me. The streaming stuff, yeah, not it's kind of shocking to me, but not totally shocking. So revenues from physical formats continued to grow. So, which is interesting, obviously. Total physical revenues of 1.7 billion, they were up 4% versus the prior year. Revenues from vinyl grew 17% to 1.2 billion. That's the 16th consecutive year of growth for vinyl, and accounted for 71% of physical format revenues. For the first time since 1987, vinyl outsold CDs in units, 41 million to 33 million. After 2021 rebound versus the COVID impacted 2020, revenues from CDs fell 18% to 483 million in 2022. So my question for you is, so, like, remember the kind of the CD renaissance, like last year, and people were talking CDs are coming back
Because it's so cheap, there's no
so
reason not to get into it.
yeah,
That's the thought.
like, this says the complete opposite. Do you have any take on the why CDs aren't continuing to grow but vinyl is?
I mean, CDs aren't cool. CDs not cool, and the thing we talked about yesterday, we talked about it, but like, no one is making. I mean, I'm sure there are, right? But they're limited. With people like Swifty and other like BTS and like K-pop, whatever hell this and that, right? Like, I guess K-pop is because K-pop is all CDs, right? I don't think K-pop has vinyl, so maybe they're the CD renaissance people. But CD's not fun. It's not cool. You're not making super limited packaging. You're not doing anything, to make that a fun product for your people, even if they don't have turntables or record players or whatever, right? Just like for Swifty, she has however many different versions of her records now. Like, people buy them because they want to have all those different variants and stuff, right? And it's cool to collect all the colors and this and that and whatever. But with CDs, they don't have that same kind of market. People usually are not going to buy the same CD over and over again for a different picture on the cover. But they will for vinyl, because vinyl still at this point has some sort of cachet to it that people want to keep having that, and they think it's cooler or whatever, and they want to have that be a part of their collection kind of stuff.
Yeah,
That's kind of what I get from that.
gotcha. Yeah, I can agree with that. That's a good take. One really interesting thing here. So this is 2021 to 2022, and this is units shipped on top and then dollar value on the bottom. So units shipped in 2021 is 40 million. Okay, that's LPs or EPs. In 2021, 41.3 million in 2022, so barely any more. The increase in revenue, 17%.
So charging us way more.
Oh yeah, way more. You're basically shipping the same amount, but you're gaining 17%. Yeah, the growth was 3% for the unit ship and 17.2%
music video. That. Wow.
Yeah, they even break it down by music video, which is interesting. That's way down.
Yeah.
So I would imagine that's like Blu-rays, DVDs, stuff like that. CD, they only ship 33.4, so that's way down. That's over 28% down units shipped. Question for you: do you think CDs are just become a niche thing? Are they just going to become like a niche thing? Because my theory is like labels are just gonna, like big majors are just gonna stop. There's not gonna be a point. We're basically at the, and somebody pointed out in the Hoffman boards, like we're basically at the point where CDs, where vinyl was when vinyl basically died.
100%. So like, I mean, I said like CDs aren't cool. I mean, if you can somehow make them cool, and like we talked about yesterday, but I'll just echo it again. I think that if you can make CDs seem limited and make something about CDs seem very, very cool, I don't know, if you emphasize the packaging, or you have a limited run when you say there's only 5,000 of these Taylor Swift CDs or whatever, right? But the problem with that is you would have to charge so much money to make CDs a viable product. They're not it's not even that the CDs cost money to make, because they cost, I don't know, $1 a piece, I think, per unit or something or other, right? Maybe a little more, maybe a little less, something around that number, right? But like, you're getting to the point where even if you do 5,000 at $30 a piece, you know, that's not enough for most major labels to give a shit about stuff. So CDs, you know, they might never actually go away, but it's not, the juice is not gonna be worth the squeeze at a certain point. Like, that's the shelf space, just like we talked about many years ago with Best Buy and certain other, I think Walmart at one point took them out too, and they're reducing physical media altogether. The shelf space is worth more having other things there. So
sure,
if it's not advantageous for the stores to sell it anymore from a space standpoint, because that's a finite resource they have, then yeah, there's no reason for you to keep them. Yeah, exactly. There's no more reason to keep flowing them out there, you know, because you're just having it with a warehouse, and hopefully Amazon keeps taking them, I guess, and people still buy them from Amazon, which I've actually never heard of a single soul buying a CD from Amazon personally. I'm sure it happens, obviously, every day, but
I would say the majority of people on Hoffman boards are CD collectors. I would say the vast majority. Maybe I don't know. That's purely anecdotal, though. There's obviously no data on that. Yeah, that's just the vibes I get. But yeah, I can agree with you. I mean, obviously, they want people to go to streaming. That's the perfect world for them. They don't want you to own anything. They don't want to have to produce any. Yeah, they don't want to have to produce anything and actually make a physical product. But to kind of counter that, like if they were still forced to make a physical product, I would assume they'd rather make CDs. It's way less overhead. It's a way less of a process. So, like, to your point, if you can make CDs cool again to people who want, you know, to younger folk, I guess, like, I think that would be a goal, because you've got way less overhead to manufacture a CD than you do an LP.
Yeah.
It's just math. And then if you could still sell that CD for $20 to $30, like, it's a no-brainer.
Another thing they could do,
I think they'd be trying to kill vinyl. But
Yeah. No, for sure. Something you could do, I guess, if you really, really wanted, because I was thinking about like if you compare the CD to like a DVD, let's say, the reason why the new medias that came after DVD like took off because they're higher quality. If you could make every CD a super CD or like a gold band CD or whatever, like the SC
the
CDs or whatever,
MoFi,
like if you could, yeah, the
MoFi stuff.
MoFi CDs, whatever all the terms are. If you can make
Mm.
every CD and that could be your advertisement is like the Taylor Swift Midnight LP or EP or whatever it is has never sounded better. And if you can make that a thing, and if people can care about that, I guess, and like if they can make a whole advertising campaign about that, I guess that's a avenue you can go down because like that's what a lot of 4K is, right? Obviously, like it's true, 4K is literally better than what a DVD was 25 years ago, obviously, but it's
Yeah.
like if you can just advertise and emphasize it, maybe like the innovation maybe has to be there, but maybe it doesn't make monetary financial sense to make that happen.
Yeah, possible. I think it's a hard sell to people because most, I would say the vast majority of people buying vinyl right now aren't the hardcore collectors who are
Yeah.
into sound and have a good
No.
system and have a good setup. Their
Yeah.
kids playing it on a Crosley, so they don't give a shit about sound. So it's going to be a hard sell to, oh, here Midnights sound the best, and also
Yeah.
they're listening to it on their phone,
For sure.
which they're listening to it either like in AirPods, which aren't the best, or they're hearing it out of a goddamn phone speaker.
Yeah.
So I think it's kind of hard to sell somebody on quality, because if you're selling on somebody on quality, like, you could just tell them to buy the CD anyway, because the CD is always going to sound best, especially in 2023 when everything's recorded digitally anyway.
Yeah.
So,
It's I don't know, man. I'm trying to think out loud for the labels,
yeah, it's an interesting topic. It's fascinating to me. I don't know if you're into it, but it's fascinating to me to see a format die potentially.
I mean,
We've never been there.
we have been
We
there, we just never cared. Like we've
I
seen
guess
formats kind of
VHS.
go away. Yeah. Well, I guess
Yeah,
VHS is the only one we actually cared about but we had
mm,
HEVD that was a thing that for half a second, right?
sure, true,
That
true.
died, and then DVD is slowly, obviously going away as well, and then Blu-ray is will take that over, succeed
DVD
that. I
still
should say.
sells outsells Blu-rays, but
Fucking insanity. I don't understand what
yeah.
that is. Like it's not even that much cheaper. God damn it. Like
Yeah.
fuck.
Um,
There's been enough years here where you don't need to fucking play it in your PS2 anymore, man. Jesus
yeah. But
Christ.
I guess to kind of bolster my point here, I think it's more so the fact that, like, CDs changed the world. So, like, if when the compact disc dies, that's a big deal.
Oh,
That's a
100%. Yeah.
It's definitely a big deal in physical media history. So I guess that's my point. Like, it will be the biggest medium to ever die, and I
Yeah.
think we're kind of there. When vinyl's outpacing it, when all the revenues are down for CDs, like they dropped almost 20% compared to last year, and last year was the renaissance. Like, you're not even, I don't even think you're at the floor yet. I think there's still a big drop off to come.
Oh,
So
totally.
I don't know. Maybe there will still be, just like in the Blu-ray game where you have boutique labels get rights to shit and put stuff out. Maybe there will
Yeah.
be. I know there is. I know there is some, like, I think Esoteric Records does that on CDs a lot. So I know there already is, but maybe that will become like the norm.
Yeah.
And you're not really gonna have Led Zeppelin on CD, but you're gonna have, oh, this band that had like 2 fucking albums and shit, and it's like, you know what I mean,
Yeah.
and become way
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
niche, just like movies, just like Blu-rays.
Hmm.
So definitely a fascinating thing. One little note to leave off on before we get into tonight's main topic: ringtones and ringbacks. 4.5 million units moved. Still
Oh my
holding
God.
on.
I love it. Ringbacks
So
still exists. I really didn't know that was a thing. I really, truly did not know that was still a thing.
no, neither did I. And they $11 million in revenue. So good on them. Good on them. Hey, music industry. Let's save the ringbacks. All right, screw CDs.
Yeah,
Let's
true.
save ringtones and
My
ringbacks.
my 33-year-old, 34-year-old sister had a ringback tone until maybe 2 years ago, and it was
That's
the same
impressive.
one since she was 19. Yep. And I think the only reason why she no longer has it is because Verizon stopped doing them. So they discontinued it or something. So that has to be what happened. I don't know, because she would not actively do that. So, but she was paying probably $1.29 a month. Probably. I don't actually know. I'm just spitballing here for a
Yeah.
ringback tone for upwards of 15 years.
There you go. Well, she was part of those. She was part of those networks, keeping it alive.
Yeah. There you go.
Keeping it alive. Yep. Shout out to the ringback tones. All right, let's get into tonight's main topic, which Tyler kind of introduced at the beginning. So, Tyler, what are your most wanted represses? Let's go. We'll bounce back and forth. What's your number? What's your first one?
All right, this is on top, so like I'll just take it. But this is something that has not gotten pressed for a reason that we both know why, because it was a big deal at the time, but has since been released in a special Rex Day format, the original format. That is Metallica, No Life to Leather.
Oh, yeah.
So it'd be cool to get this, and it was supposed to be a box of the kit, because when they were doing their box sets, they were trying to do this box set, and I guess they have material for it, and they did the whole thing or whatever. But Mustaine got pissed because James wanted to put Lars on. I don't know, like looking at this, I don't know what song he wants to put Lars on, but he wants to put Lars as a writing credit on one of the songs, and Mustaine's like, that's not no, he didn't write the songs. And maybe it wasn't actually. Maybe it's not even a demo. Maybe it's the expanded set, because all these songs later ended up on Kill 'Em All. So like, maybe there's expanded songs that they have, like other demos they have there that he wants to put Lars' name on. He's not wanting to. So that was the thing. So like, Mustaine pushed back enough where Hetfield and Lars are like, all right, fuck it. We're not doing it. We're just gonna start with Kill 'Em All. We're just gonna do that. So it would be cool. I don't own any of the big boxes, whatever. I wish I did, but it would be cool to have a No Life to Leather release on vinyl, because this is just the Rex Day pressing that Ty actually gave to me when Ty sold off his vinyl. Gave this to me, still sealed. So there you go.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Bring up the old Discogs machine. That's the cassette.
Yep. How much is that going for now? All right. Yeah. Nice 40 spot. Cool. Was going for 80 at one point. Interesting. That is still sealed. So near mint. Just open and listen one time. All right. What's a Sealy? Sealy's 50 plus $71 from Canada for a Sealy.
Yeah, brand new, factory sealed.
All right, man.
Unsealed, but like new. Played once. Sealed, brand new, 50 in the US. So not bad. Not bad. Yeah, that's definitely a good choice. And I actually, if you would have told me that wasn't on vinyl ever, I would have been shocked. So
yeah, they've never done it. They've only done the cassettes, as far as I know.
Yeah, that's the only thing coming up here. And I would be, yeah, it's kind of weird. I don't know. Like, they could obviously self do it, but like I wouldn't be surprised if even like Metal Blade, like Brian at Metal Blade. Obviously, he's very important to the early history of that band. I don't know why like they never even put it out either.
Interesting, like a special thing, whatever. But I mean, if Mustaine has had that bitch for so many years, I don't know. It's just different.
Very true.
I also like that is the. I always thought, without looking at it, I always thought this was the original gimmick, because that's why they did it like that. But it's not. Like, and I'm looking at that now. I know that it's not, because I've seen that before. So interesting. I thought they recreated the entire thing because it's all written in pen and stuff or whatever, right?
Gotcha. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's actually like the OG version.
Yeah. Also, I just love how it says Metallica demo turned down bass on amp. So that's always a nice little thing there. It's cool.
That's a good choice. Good choice. One that I didn't even think of. So very cool. Um, so my first choice for tonight is basically the entire Tony Martin era
There you go. I knew it.
of Black Sabbath. It was my number one. It was the most obvious thing that came to mind. We'll take a look at some prices and stuff. Now, some of the first few records you could still get. So that's good. But a lot of the stuff you can't. So Eternal Idol, that was on Warner Brothers. So you can still get Eternal Idol. It still comes up fairly regularly. I just haven't bought a copy. Eventually I'll probably just get a copy off Discogs because that was Warner Brothers was putting it out. It's pretty mass produced. Then they went to IRS Records. They went out of business, a number of years ago. So the rights got weird. Yeah. Tony finally owns the rights to all the albums again. Apparently he's working on a box set. So hopefully,
for years.
Yeah, even though he reiterated himself in his New Year address. So in January 2023. So nobody asked him about it. He's the one who said it. So like it wasn't prompted. So hopefully we do get some Tony, but Headless Cross you can still get copies of. It's not like crazy pricing. If you go over here to vinyl, you can still get US copies, and you're gonna spend $3, but you can still get them. Yeah. I own this, and I spent like $20 in like 10 years ago or whatever when Camelback opened up. Remember?
Yes. Yeah. Same day we saw the Creed Human Clay and stuff. Yeah.
I like how that's what you remember.
That's my notation.
So yeah, definitely need Headless Cross. Tier as well. Tier's 90, so you're getting into obviously way more CDs than anything.
Yeah.
The cool thing about Tier is you can still get like European pressings of it. You're gonna spend $3 plus. So that's nice. All these are heavily booted too. So if you want to find a boot, you can certainly find a boot. So it's just, do you want to find a boot or not? The Headless Cross boot has really good reviews, so I've almost pulled the trigger, but I'm just gonna wait, because you'll do a set. You have unreleased shit. Just do a set. Give me a live fucking set with it. Come on. So Tier, I would love to have Tier as well. Dehumanizer, that's a Dio record. That one did get repressed, which is weird because that was an IRS album as well. But Warner, Rhino, which is Warner or whatever, they ended up putting it out like maybe 10 years ago. That one's pretty expensive, but it's weird how that one, and it's just because it's the Dio fucking record. It's the only reason.
Yeah.
Cross Purposes, I want to say, I don't even know if there is vinyl for this. Yeah, there is. So you're still probably in Europe. Yeah, Russia, UK, Italy, Greece, Brazil, UK. You're going to spend ridiculous amounts of money. There's one of the boots, 2022. I have it in the want list, just track pricing. So I mean, let's look at a UK pressing of Cross Purposes. 94. So let's share this. Starting at $299.
All right, went for $100 at one point. Good for
Japan, Spain, Germany, Lithuania, UK. One for that's $762 original UK press. Oh, that's signed by Tony Martin, so that's really cool, actually.
Jesus.
So yeah, again, just this whole fucking era. Forbidden is the next record, which isn't even a good record, but like, I just give me a box set. Give me a box set. That's number 1A. And if you're not going to do me a box set, just give me a nice like Headless Cross set with some extra shit, and then just do straight represses of everything else. We'll call it golden.
Yeah.
Call it golden.
So I will say this to you because I forgot all about this. I will say this to you. So Trunk talked to Tony Iommi on his birthday, and he texted him, and Tony Iommi proactively told him that he was working on the Tony Martin box set.
Yeah.
So he's telling random people for no reason that they're doing this.
Mhm.
So
Let's do it. It's been talked about for a long time. Let's get it going, man. I don't want a box. Now, here's my fucking nightmare scenario, Tyler, is that the box set is just like a greatest hits fucking set.
Okay. So you want everything.
Yes, I want everything. I want the fucking represses. I want straight repress. Give me like I said, you can give me a set of Headless Cross, which is like deluxe treatment, have some demos, a live set if you can find one, whatever.
Yeah.
This other shit, just do straight represses. I won't buy just a fucking box set with fucking like 20 fucking greatest hits tracks.
Yeah.
Like, fuck that. If they fucking does that, it's gonna piss off more people than it's gonna help.
You think so?
Yes.
I think I don't know, man. I feel like it's been talked about for so long now. Like, is there any casual Sabbath fans that care about those records at all, or no? Is it all just super fans? Has to be mostly super fans.
No,
right?
I don't. Yeah, I don't think casual Sabbath fans even own. They probably don't own shit anyway. They probably own like a couple records. So yeah, it's definitely the hardcore of the hardcore.
Yeah,
I
mean, it's just my point of that though is it's very niche, so it's almost like it's a fan service thing.
Sure, but there's money to be made everywhere.
100%. You're right.
You do 1,000 copies of a box set with everything. It's gonna sell. It's gonna be gone instantaneously.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's money to be made. You just have to do it smart. Don't press a million fucking copies of the shit. And you can make fucking anything cool. A lot of people might not know that are just getting into that band. There's people that don't know that fucking Dio was in the band. So you could do anything fucking cool. If you present it as a long lost era of Sabbath, you could sell it. And there's really cool fucking tracks there. The shit holds up. I will go to the wall for those fucking records. The shit holds up, bro. So you could sell it. I know that you could sell it and market it smartly. There's money to be fucking made. Some people hate money.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. They hate money. That's why they don't do things. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's crazy. It's crazy to know that Tony Iommi, here's anybody, not X person. You have nothing. I mean, supposedly he has been sick, so hopefully everything's good and he's great and everything else, right? Let's be 1,000. But you've been talking about this for years, putzing around. You also talked about, or you literally, Ty, talk about that Tony Martin posts that he has things on his personal computer and stuff like that. So he has stuff in his life. He has stuff. So like if he has it, Tony has it. So there's enough shit to choose from that you can dive into and pick and choose what you want to include in a box. And you've had this information, had all this stuff, and you have all the time for 5 years now since Sabbath, died or whatever. They put it to rest again. So like, I don't know, man. You're just not doing shit. Just hating money and fighting with people and doing this and doing that. So
there's definitely a market there. That's kind of my point. And it's not strictly just a me thing. Like I think you could actually make money at it, because I know there's more people in my situation, but I'm saying you could also sell this to other people as well. You could sell this to Lap Sabbath fans. You could sell this to Sabbath fans who didn't get into that era. And again, you could, like I said, you could do like a greatest hits collection set. That's fine. Don't just do that. If you just do that, I'm not interested.
Yeah,
like, I'm not. It'd be nice to have some of that shit back on streaming, because none of that's on streaming. Also,
that's why all the rights and shit are really weird. So they have the fact that he hasn't even established streaming rights with that again, and apparently owns it. That's a big red flag, right? Like there might be even weirder shit going on than what we even know about with that, because if I don't know, maybe the fucking sets are done. Who knows? And they just need to go to press, but there's still some sort of contractual obligations or something.
I guarantee, like, you're just gonna have to find a label to do it, obviously. But I guarantee there's somebody out there. Dead Again,
Oh,
Typo
100%.
Negative, their record that got weird, the last record. It's kind of a
Yeah.
similar situation. But eventually, Nuclear Blast just paid money for the rights, and it's just like, all right, yeah. And then they just keep fucking milking it and making money off of it.
Yeah.
Like, there's a way to do it, especially when the name on the fucking album cover is Black Sabbath. Don't tell me you can't fucking make money off of it, bro.
There's an
Give me
avenue.
a fucking break.
There's an avenue.
Give
Anybody will talk
me
to
a
you.
goddamn break.
Yeah.
What you got? What's your next one?
All right. What do I want to grab here? All right. So I grabbed CDs. I forgot that I had CDs over there, so I went through my CDs and like, this is perfect
Nice.
for these. So there you go.
Yeah.
These are my original CDs. Nine Inch Nails Year Zero. So this is happening at some point. So Trent,
Gotcha.
so Trent's been going through the discography and doing definitive editions, remasters, and stuff like that. And he did the deviations, the fragile deviations LP too. So the 4 LP set that they did with extras and instrumentals and stuff like that, whatever, which was really cool, demos or whatever. And that was, or excuse me, they've done Social Network since then. So Social Network got reissued, so that's out there as well. This is the next one up, but he has not posted it as of yet, and it's been showing coming soon for literally 5 years. So
Gotcha.
on the website. So these exist. They are money. They are upwards of probably $200 or $300.
Yeah, let's take a look here.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Yeah, 2007. Wow. And we're starting here 267.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy. Oh, I also forgot that this is a promo copy too. This is weird. Interesting.
Here's one for 300 in the States. Guy wants it for. Here's a sealed one for 320.
Do you want to see something cool, Ty?
Yeah.
All right, hold on. So this is the CD. Right. Hold on.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's cool.
Like, well, oh, they did too.
Hurt's last album does the same thing. It's like is there like a coded message in there?
I think there actually is. To be honest, I actually think that is a thing. But yeah, it's a heat thing. So when you put it in your CD player, obviously it'll heat up really quickly. But if you just hold it, it'll also do that. But it turns completely white when you do that. Obviously, me just having my hands on there, it's a little different.
Yeah, it's cool.
First time I saw that was But yeah, so these needs to come out because $300 is not something I want to pay. I do eventually want to get. I have everything I can really have from Nine Inch Nails at this point. Like I actually have not bought Broken yet because it's just out there and I just haven't bought it for no reason really. So that'll be expensive money at some point here pretty quick because I haven't bought it. But I have everything I can pretty much have at this point. All the LPs and stuff. So Year Zeros, I'm missing that. He did With Teeth, which is nice. I was really stoked when they did that. Because that was one I never thought was going to get reissued because that was the start of the weirdness with Interscope. But I don't know if he owns them. I don't know like what's licensing. I have no idea. But Year Zero needs to get done because it's a fucking cool record. It's a cool story. It's a cool alternate reality game they did for it. Like just fucking crazy shit. It was a TV show at one point, and then it got scrapped by HBO. So fuck them. But very cool. So yeah, Nine Inch Nails Year Zero. Fucking the shit. So there you go.
I don't think I've ever heard anything off that album. I have no idea. That's a completely blank spot for me.
It's a really cool because it's all story, right? It's all story based, right? So it's a really cool. Yeah, it's a dystopian look into like his views of the way the country was going in 2007. With he thought like the Christian Reich was taking over with Bush and everything else, and it was just an advancement into like what 2021 would be. So that was just like interesting. That was just what the story was, and then all kinds of crazy other shit went along with it. But yeah, check it out sometime. It's cool. So
interesting. All right, I'm gonna keep it in the same vein I was going. Let's go with a little band called Heaven and Hell. This is the band they formed with Ronnie This is Black Sabbath with Ronnie, but they just couldn't
Yeah.
call it Black Sabbath. I would love all three of this to get repressed. They only ever had 3 releases under that name: Live from Radio City Music Hall, The Devil You Know, which is the actual album they did, and then Neon Nights, 30 Years of Heaven and Hell. This is live at Vakken. I own both The Devil You Know and Neon Nights, the 30 Years of Heaven and Hell, and really cool sets. They just need fucking represses, man. Like the Live from Radio City Music Hall is not cheap. Only on LP once. It's also Steamhammer SPV, which is weird because I don't think Steamhammer exists anymore, if I remember right. So this gets weird. But yeah, 2008. Yeah, we're looking at starting at $200. So let's go ahead and do that. Devil You Know, which is an absolutely sick fucking album, and one that I still like to listen to today. Luckily, all this shit's still on streaming, which is nice.
Yeah.
So that makes it easy. When shit's not on streaming, it doubly sucks, obviously. But yeah, we got 2009. Then there was a 2016 reissue, which I never knew existed until the other day when I was looking at shit. And that 2016 reissue starting at 200. The 2009. Now this is the one I owned with the etching.
Yeah.
161 starting at 4 for sale. So yeah, we just need represses of this. The Neon Nights 30 Years of Heaven and Hell, the live show at Vakken, is similar as well. I think it's a little cheaper. Yeah, there was a boot 2021 randomly. Yeah, this is the one this is the one I had right here. And 9 for sale starting at 91. So that one's a little cheaper, but still.
Yeah, I don't.
This is again another kind of lost era of the band right now. Luckily, it's still on streaming, but if it gets off streaming, we're kind of screwed there. Unless you
maybe after Tony does the Tony Martin era, he can do the Heaven and Hell era boxes. So
yeah, maybe that would be nice.
We'll get right on that when he turns 87. Decide he wants to crack the Heaven and Hell chapters.
Yeah, let's open this one up.
Yeah, let's just start doing these for 5 fucking years and don't do shit about it.
What you got?
All right, so I got a fun one. Forgot I owned this, but I thought about this immediately. There's boots out there of this, but let's do real. WS Music, Volume 4.
Yeah, there's boots. Yeah, there's a lot of boots in this.
I
just saw one.
I've seen them showing up.
Volume 2, I saw.
Yeah, I think I saw the same thing. Yeah. I clicked on that because I saw it got posted up, and I wanted to look at the comments. The comments stated that the dude that's doing them is Sketch and has not shipped certain. I saw mixed reviews. Obviously, people were like, "Oh, this guy's fucking great," and he fucking something else. And I heard other ones like, "I bought these back in June of 2023 or 2022. I don't know what's happening with him. I asked him what's going on. He says, he says nothing, or he says soon. Whatever. It's just that conversation back and forth."
Gotcha.
But any wrestling related vinyl is going to be, perfect for me, especially from this era, because this is when Ty and I were both way, way, way deep into wrestling. And, this is a perfect CD. This is perfect, brother. I didn't know it was, I feel like this is not the original case. I didn't think it was black and a black bar on it, but it could. I'm not sure. But, definitely any wrestling vinyl, much appreciated. And I really need Jericho, obviously. I need the new Stone Cold. Oh, wait, hold up. It's featuring H Blocks. Do you know what that is, Ty? Stone Cold Steve Austin featuring H Blocks.
I have no fucking idea what that is.
The new version of Edge and new version of Know Your Role. But it does have Ass Man on here as well, so that's also another thing I do need on vinyl is Ass Man. So
yes, obviously.
If the thing that's crazy, maybe when WB sells, they'll have a department take it over that knows what the fuck they're doing, and they're gonna go, you know what? We have all this fucking shit we can just put out, for
Yeah.
a special sub. We'll make a box set of the first fucking 4 or 5 fucking copy or volumes of music.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I mean, it would, like I said, there's a market for anything. And if you do it in a small enough run and do it on record store day,
It'll
it's a
sell.
market for anything. It would sell. Yeah, I would be interested in it. I don't know. Man, I don't know. I'd be into something like a 3 LP like set. Like,
Yeah.
remember the anthology CD set?
The black with the pictures all over it.
I don't remember. It was
Or is
just
that
the
original?
anthology. So it was like
Okay.
it was all 3 eras. You had like the 80s era and then 90s and then you had some like 2000s shit. I think it was
Okay.
done in like man, I think it's on Spotify. At WWE Anthology. Here you go. I'll pull it up for you.
Oh, I got it. Yeah.
Oh, you
Okay.
you remember it?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah, right there. That's probably what I would be most interested in.
I wonder
That'd be
if
really
that
cool.
exists. Is there a boot of that?
Is there a boot? I don't know. Maybe somebody listed it on here. Not listed on here, but
Right.
possibly you can get a CD starting at 60 cents. So there you go.
All right, I don't have that. I do. Side note on that one though, I think I might have told you about this. Someone went and found that exact show that picture is from with Booker.
Yeah,
They went and found that exact picture and whatever. It was hilarious when I saw that.
that's funny. Yeah, you did tell me that.
Yeah.
Okay. My next one. This one was obviously very obvious to me too because I'm trying to recollect all of this stuff for this band, and a lot of it's very easy, somewhat not, but a lot of it is not, and that is a little band called Rush. Man, I just need the 90s era done again. The 2015 represses are just money for the 90s stuff. And it's like it sucks because I bought them all when they came out, man. And if they just keep them in fucking press, they'd be fine. I don't know why they haven't done them since 2015. They would sell. Like, let's just take a look at Roll the Bones here. So, obviously, for me, really good record. Again, they don't have a bad record. Here's the 2015 reissue, 200 gram, really cool set. I'm pretty sure it was a 2 LP, if I remember right. We're starting at 172. This was still prices were still good too. They were like $30.
Yeah.
So like this is turning into a vinyl regrets episode too. It's like this is my biggest regrets ever. Like the Rush stuff. Yeah. I don't give a shit about anything else. The Rush stuff is what hurts. If I would have known, like obviously I wouldn't have done that. But yeah, you're looking at, $200 easily. And if they just
what's crazy,
fucking repress them, and this is all of them, by the way. It's all of this price. So
what's crazy is I feel like you got all the Rushes and then you sold off the collection 4 months later.
It was 2 years later.
Okay.
2017.
I was just thought. Okay. I really just thought it was right then and there almost. Okay, that makes more sense then.
We moved in 2017, and I sold it a couple months before to help pay for shit.
Yeah.
And to pay shit off. That was part of it. Part of it too. I was just kind of done. I wanted to be kind of just done with collecting. I didn't want to move everything. I was moving. I was moving from a spot where I didn't have a lot of room, but I had room to a place where I wasn't going to have room. So I didn't want to log all that shit. And then I needed the money too. So I don't regret it any for that aspect. and I'm rebuilding it as we speak, bigger and better. But like when you see prices like that of shit that you owned, that's when it fucking hurts.
You could
That's when it's like, God damn it.
if you could have sold the rushes for what they're going for now, you could have just sold your rushes and kept everything else.
Thanks.
Well, I mean, we're talking about money of today and money of 17 different monies, right? But it's just funny that you could have sold off just the rushes and kept the other, 400 or 500 LPs. You can just kept them, just kind of kept rocking, right?
I don't understand why Olay isn't doing these either.
They own
there
everything.
might be well, they own Anthem, but there might be weird things with Atlantic.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. That might be the only reason why. But yeah, because they were on Mercury back in the day, and then Anthem was their own shit in Canada or whatever. So when they in the 90s they were on Atlantic. So there might be a weird thing with Atlantic that's causing this era not to get reissued. But I don't know. I haven't looked into it. But yeah, if Olay, who now owns Anthem, if they own this shit and they aren't doing it, it's dumb because the cut's already done.
Yeah.
They're already cut and they're the QRPs. I don't need 200 gram either. I don't even need 180. Just use the same fucking cuts. They sounded fucking great. You're going to make money. It's
yeah.
These aren't, the sad part is these aren't going to get anniversaries either. Like we are
so?
what? No, and we're already past the 30th for Roll the Bones.
Yeah.
So like we're gonna wait another fucking 10 plus years for the 40th. It's not. They're not gonna keep the box sets going. I wouldn't be surprised if Signals is the last one. So like, just fucking come on. Just there's money to be made. That's the most frustrating part about this. Like, there's people that would buy it. Yes, obviously a lot of those hardcore Rush collectors already bought these because these original pressings were ridiculous before these came out. But like, there's a lot of people that got into this hobby within the last 5 years that have never had a chance because like this has been the price for the last fucking 7 years since they basically came out. So let's get it going. Yeah, and I could show all the 90s records. It's basically everything. Vapor Trails gets better. Like I could get Vapor Trails because they did the remix for Vapor Trails too, which is cheap.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad when you get into that era. But even like Snakes and Arrows and shit, all that shit's fucking.
It's like, you got Snakes and Arrows, didn't you?
I got Clockwork Angels. Because is it Universal or Warner or whatever posted fucking copies of it randomly, and I just happened to reading the Hoffman boards when somebody posted about it, so I just got lucky.
That was the same run as before, wasn't it? It was just that they found boxes or some shit. It seemed like.
I think so. Yeah, it's like it's not the same run, but I think it's like a pressing from like a couple years after, so it's really close. Okay. It's not like they repressed it in 2022. Yeah. So
old dead stock.
Yeah. Anyways, Rush, 90s Rush. We need it all for the Rush collectors out there. So if you don't already own it.
That's a very true story. All right. So this is a Rextra Day release that needs to happen. So this album is already out there. There's copies of it today out there, so it's not a big deal. I own 3 copies of it, so whatever, right? But this needs to come back. This is the original Cheshire Cat with Blink and not Blink-182. So this is the original CD. It's on a boot. It's the original CD. I got very lucky here. It's a promo boot too. So or promo original copy, not a boot. So they're a big enough band now. This is just a fun thing, whatever. It's not like because the music is out there, Reynolds out there, whatever. But they changed their name because of the Irish like electronica band or something or other named Blink. So that's why they changed their name. Did the 182. I think they could do a really, really cool press of this on Cargo or whatever. I don't know, Cargo Universal, whatever. I think Universal owns Cargo now, but they could do something with this with the eyes and everything else because it's a different cover It's the same cover, but it's different cover for all subsequent repressings of this on CD and LP later on. There is an original run LP with Red Eyes, I believe, that has Blink on there. But if you don't want to do the Red Eyes, you just want to do a different eye color or whatever with the cat, just do it, man, and put Blink on there. It's fucking cool.
The only ones on Discogs I'm looking at, they say 182 with Red Eyes.
Oh wow!
Okay. In 96.
Yeah, so yeah,
Here,
96.
let me pull it up for you.
Yeah, this is 94.
So yeah, it says the cover has 182 on it here.
Oh wow! Okay. So do they never have any vinyl with Blink on there?
I don't think so, because there's
so
two pressing. Yeah, there's oh shit, sorry. There's two pressings in 96. And there's and then 2010s, like the next run. Yeah, there's two for sale right now. And let's see here. Starting at $4.99. There you go. Side 2 is a bit wavy. Some light scuffs. But there you
go. Sealed. Wow.
Jesus,
sealed for
600.
600. Yeah, there you go. God damn. What's funny is Mark was going through his storage. I don't know if it's storage, but he's going through his garage somewhere other, right? And he's going through a bunch of stuff and on Instagram one day, and he came across like 2 copies of that. And I thought it said Blink, but obviously I guess it doesn't. Maybe his copies, maybe he could, because if they have band copies, I have no idea, make early stuff. But like, yeah, he flipped through there and he found a couple of those copies, and he was just like, oh, there's fucking Cheshire or whatever. And obviously it's not a big deal to him, but like, for fans and whatever. But, yeah. If you fucking can do this, man, and at this point you have enough. You're a little bit bigger than the Irish, pop band or whatever the hell it was. You can run a Blink here on these, and it'd be a really, really cool throwback set. So it'd be fucking awesome. I'd really like that.
How much here's CD that CD ad. There's none listed here.
What's the?
I don't know. Highest was 189.
This is not that nice. Jeez. It's nice, but there's creases on it and stuff like that. But the fucking A, man. Yeah.
There are 2 pre-182 variants, which is smaller. This one does not have Cargo Records address in the blue box on the back.
This does not have Cargo Records address in the blue box on the back. So
okay, so that's the which was released first. Okay.
Oh, this one is. Or that,
I don't know. This is worded really weirdly. This one does not have Cargo Records address in the blue box on the back, which was released first. So I don't know.
Okay. Interesting.
I don't know which one was released first according to that. It's kind of weird. Yeah. But I would imagine the address would be the second one. But
yeah.
Either way, because that sounds like a fuck up. Like, oh, we did put the address on here.
Yeah. The CD is fucking really nice.
Is it?
Yeah, I came across this. Because the CD has Bobby says Blink on there too, whatever. But I got this at Zia for like $4 way back. This is back when I used to. No, 100%. This is back when like I used to like frequent the Blink CDs. So I always looked for this, and I looked for Mark, Tom, and Travis show, because at the time it was obviously a little. Yeah, I thought it was rare or whatever, right? But like, so I would go through there every time I ever went to Zia, and I got super lucky and found this, and it was only a couple bucks, and they didn't know what it was, and I barely fucking did. Right, this is probably 15 years ago. We were still in high school, and I remember just being fucking stoked I found this.
Yeah, here's your LP variants. So yeah, 2 pressings in 96, 1 US, 1 Canadian. They both have 182 on
182. It. All right, so they've never done it. So that's even more so. That's a
they've never done it yet.
It's just a niche edition. I understand like the music is obviously still out there or whatever the fuck, but just niche little deal that I think would be a cool thing to do.
Yeah, I agree with you. That would be cool. All right. This next one's never been pressed on vinyl. It is a really cool album by a band I really, really like. The band is called Fear Factory, and the album is an album called Archetype, released in 2004. This is a weird situation where the label uh is no longer exist. Liquidate Records
Liquidate. That's
is
funny.
yeah, they were on that for US. Roadrunner still did their shit in Europe and Australia for whatever reason, which is funny because all their old US pressings came out on Roadrunner. But for whatever reason, they were on Liquidate in 2004. This is a really fucking cool album. Dino's not on this, but Burton's still in the band. Just a cool fucking record. Archetype, the title tracks, one of my favorite Fear Factory songs. Never been done on vinyl, so I would absolutely love. There's a lot of Fear Factory that hasn't been done on vinyl though. A lot of it's Roadrunner, and for whatever reason, Warner, Roadrunner, whoever, they don't give a shit. They don't want to put the stuff out for a lot of those fans. So as we've talked on the channel before,
they hate money.
They are also part of the group that does hate money. So I would love this. This strikes me as a good record store day release someday. I have hope that it will happen. I don't know about it now because now the band's even weirder because Burton's not in the band.
Oh yeah.
and this is an album that Dino isn't on, who owns the band now. So
Yeah.
I don't know, but I wouldn't be like super shocked if it did happen someday. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it didn't either. So yeah, Fear Factory, Archetype. I would absolutely love to own this on vinyl. And then, like I said, there's a lot of Fear Factory I could have put on this, like a lot of the 2000s records, early to mid 2000 era, not on vinyl. So that sucks.
And that's all has to do with the fact that Roadrunner doesn't do shit, right? So it never did shit.
Yeah, they definitely weren't doing it in like 2008, 2009, shit like that. I don't even know. Well, they weren't on Roadrunner then.
Oh, Liquidate, yeah, I guess,
but the 90s stuff too is most of that's pretty expensive. And there is run out groove pressings of stuff. I do own the first record, Soul of a New Machine. That came out last year though. So it's a slow process. There is a pressing of Demanufacture, which is my favorite Fear Factory record. That's 96, I think it came out, 95, 96. Anyway, that there is a run out groove pressing of that, which is not too bad, $60-$70. So I will pick up that someday because I do love that record. So the 2000 shit though, unless it was done in like the last 3 or 4 years. So like the last couple records, it's never been done. So
that's crazy. Good fucking lord, man. Yeah, like liking those fucking bands. I feel like, especially if they have any association with Roadrunner or otherwise, it just seems like that's just a fucking death nail for any sort of like vinyl media for most of that shit, which is crazy.
It happens, but it's just weird. It like comes out through Run Out Groove because Warner owns.
It's Universal, right? Or Warner?
Yeah, Warner. It's Warner.
Yeah,
which I don't think Warner owns Universal. I don't know, but yeah,
no.
Warner owns Roadrunner, and then they also own Run Out Groove. So like they use those bands to like promote Run Out Groove, which is fine, but like it's such a trickle.
Yeah,
like dude, they've been working on the fucking Deicide box set for like fucking over a year. It's like a year and a half. Like I still see people comment on the fucking Instagram, like, "Where's the fucking box set? I pre-ordered this thing 18 months ago." So it's just a trickle, man. And the sad thing too about Archetype, it's not on any streaming. So like I gotta listen.
Oh shit!
Gotta pull up the old YouTube, just like a Headless Cross and the Tony Martin stuff. So
that sucks because you're losing. I mean, for any band that doesn't have that stuff, any big band at least that doesn't have stuff on Spotify or otherwise, like you're losing entire eras.
Yeah, and you're losing revenue. Those aren't official rips on fucking YouTube.
Yeah.
Like that's just so some guy. Weird. So
yeah, that's so fucking weird. I can't.
It's just rights. But shit like that's just rights because the label goes out of business and the shit just gets in limbo, and then if nobody cares enough, it just stays there.
Yeah, it's fucking ridiculous. I don't like that.
What you got?
Well, there's that. I got one here. This does exist, so I just don't own it and never have. This is Fall of Troy, Phantom on the Horizon. So this is a limited CD. This is limited to 3,300. Though I think it's either 3,300 or 5,300. Supposedly there's a typo somewhere. I don't remember which one is the real one, but maybe this is the early one. So I bought this at this tour and I got it signed later. So it's signed in black on black, which is really smart on my end. I didn't know silver Sharpies existed, I don't think. So whatever. So this actually, there's actually a really cool story with this release. So the Phantom on the Horizon EP. So $75 fucking dollars. Oh, I have one. I have two of these too. I have one sealed too. So these demos existed in like 2003, and they got leaked onto LimeWire and leaked onto the file sharing. There you go. Oh, 3,000. Okay, so whatever. So it's even less. Leaked on a file sharing, and so they became like a legend. And like the band would play them sometimes or whatever, and like kids would be like, "Yo, fucking, they played, chapter 4 here and all this other shit." Like, it was a really big hype thing. And so they would always get asked, and it became really like weirdly like legendary kind of like shit. So like they would ask them like, when are you gonna put out the EP? When is it gonna happen? Like, what's the Phantom on the Horizon? And they asked so much and so much and so much that eventually, because they always said, well, we'll do it eventually. So 2009 rolls around, and they do the tour for it, and they put it out, and they do CDs, which is the first thing they ever did. So it actually might have been like 07, let's say. 08, so it was a year before. Because the vinyl was definitely not out at the time, because I would have bought the vinyl too. So 08 is, yeah, well, 08's a CD. So that 09 was, I guess, I don't know.
The LP. 09's
yeah, the LP.
The vinyl.
Yeah. So
or EP.
Yeah, I guess the EP. There you go. So anyway, so they re-recorded it. They put everything, all the stuff in it. It sounds really cool. It's a really, really sick little like a concept record or whatever. And I never bought the LP, and I see it pop from time to time. I feel like the 110, I feel like that's a pretty good price, honestly. Like at this point, I don't make it a point to buy it. I've seen it pop a few times for a little cheaper than that. I just never really pulled the trigger. And I would love to have that, because I have everything else from Fall of Troy. Aside from, actually, I don't have this, and I don't have their last record actually in the Unlikely Event, but I have everything else.
This is the clear.
Like, okay. Oh, it's only 80.
Starting
okay.
80. So
not too bad.
Still available. I mean, yeah, Hot Topic exclusive on that one. Total pressing of 2,000. I figured that'd be more fucking money. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's fucking nutso.
I mean, obviously, it's a lot of money to spend for a fucking EP.
Yeah,
5 songs.
No, for sure. Yeah. They're doing everything else too. Like they just did another run of Doppelgangers today, so they released those. So like they're doing Fall of Troy stuff. So hopefully this happens again at some point. I'm able to buy it for $23 and not spend 80 or 110 or whatever it is.
Gotcha.
So I'd like that. But if you're into, I don't know what this is. Yeah, prog rock, hardcore prog rock, whatever it is, mathcore. Check out Phantom on the Horizon. It's fucking sick. And you can buy the CD for 80 fuck. I would trade a CD. I would trade this signed CD for a copy of the record. I would trade that. So if anybody, any of our millions of subscribers and viewers, if any of you have that, this has probably never been played before. Let's do it, man. Let's do the trade. So there you go. Fall of Troy, Phantom on the Horizon, and the CD is just less money now.
Gotcha. That's a cool one. There's no weird rights issues or anything like that.
No, it's all Equal Vision. It's all no. They just haven't done it yet for whatever reason.
Gotcha. I'm gonna go with a band that I talk about constantly on the show, but it's the last thing that I need for this band, and the only time it has ever been released on vinyl was in a box set, and I do not own said box set, and that is Life is Killing Me by Typo Negative. I'm hoping this is one of the Runout Groove pressings this year. It's the 20th anniversary this year. They usually do Typo stuff in October, November. That's what they've done like the last 3 years. So I'm
Makes sense.
hoping they do announce this year for the 20th anniversary. I absolutely love to pick it up. So I do own it on CD. I just have the single CD. I didn't even know there was a 2 CD of it with a slipcase, which is cool. European edition. Interesting. But yeah, the only other time it was in the box set that they did for Record Store Day. I'm trying to remember the year. Let me take a look at that.
It's got to be 2010, maybe 2011. It's early, and we were going. You saw it.
So I think this is the
11.
This is the first one. Yeah, 2011. And yeah, I saw it and didn't buy it, which sucks because we're starting at 700 now. So
what was it when we were seeing it?
Highest sold for $1,300. I want to say it was. No, I never. I saw this on Record Store Day, but you never saw it afterwards.
I thought we did see it. I thought that was the beginning.
We saw the. You're thinking of Dead Again. You're thinking of Dead Again, which is not totally different thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No, this is real money. This is big boy shit. Yeah. So this was done in Record Store Day 2011, and then Run Out Groove, and I missed this too. They did a 2019 repress of the box set.
Oh wow.
So
okay.
This is giving me hope. They are going to do Life is Killing Me. You can get the starting at 400. Highest was 550. I don't know why you'd want to spend that much because everything else is available now other than Life is Killing Me. But unless you just want to own the cool box, I get it. But everything else is in here. So Life is Killing Me. That's what we need. It's 20 years. Roadrunner, Warner, let's get on it. Do Run Out Groove. I'll order it. I'll order multiple variants of it.
Will you do it again?
Oh yeah, I'll get the direct to consumer one, and I'll get the one that's at the indies for sure.
Yeah.
That way I can keep one sealed. Because all that shit too is worth money. Like it's always worth money, even though they've been repressing it. It's always worth more than what you pay.
Well, there's the ones at it's already on the wall for $80 at Zia Camelback, I think, right? Something like that.
Which
or
one
is that? Or
Dead Again?
The one. No, the one the sticker, scratch and sticker. What's that? Which one's that?
Oh, Origin of Feces.
There you go. Yeah. So that's already on the wall for $80.
Yeah, it's probably it's probably like the direct to consumer variant. I have that one and I have the regular variant, the one that was in the stores, the indie stores. So yeah, they always appreciate in value. So yeah, I'll double dip on that one for sure. So yeah, Life is Killing Me. If you want to own it on vinyl, as of right now, one of the box sets is the only way. So this year it's the 20th anniversary. Let's do it. Put it out there. Put it out in the ether.
I appreciate that. I think that should happen as well. All right. So I have something. Hold on. Actually, hold on. I don't think these all make sense. Well, I guess they do. Okay, whatever. All right. So I don't think I've ever talked about it on the show here before, but I'll talk about it now. Ty knows. I'm a massive fan of a certain movie franchise. Massive fan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And this movie franchise is my favorite action movie franchise of all time. That would be Lethal Weapon.
Gotcha. Yeah.
All right. So, Lethal Weapon, I have 1 through 3 on LP for the soundtracks, right? Or the scores and soundtracks, whatever, right? To the point where actually a Brazilian, I think it's the Brazilian copy, if I remember correctly. Nice. Argentina. Brazil. That is Brazil. Right there. It has all the whatever. Has the Portuguese, I guess, on there, right? So I got Portuguese copy of this. I think me and you bought this together. I think this was at a half price at one point. So got this in cellophane, so pretty fucking sick. Right? Or is it sealed? No, it's cellophane. So got for $2. And then I actually bought this. I think it's also another half pricer. This is the original pressing. And then I didn't know this until like maybe a year or two ago. They did a record store pressing of Lethal Weapon 1 again, and this is on clear. So like that's pretty fucking crazy that was even a thing that was on anybody's mind. Ultra clear at that.
That's cool.
So pretty with the old Warner Brother logos on there, which I don't actually know if that was. I don't even know if that was in the original press. Let's see. No, it wasn't. So that's
cool.
Interesting. So basically, I need Lethal Weapon 4. It's never come out before. They've never done it. Because why would you, right? Who cares but me? I think that they should do 4. They should do a whole box set, but they also have never done a 4K for these either. So we've already talked about that before. But they've also never done 4Ks for this stuff, and Dick Donner is dead. So who knows what, if anybody cares at this point, even though they made a TV show out of the movie, whatever. And I think that's a
cool CD.
Is that was on 4? Yeah, okay.
That's a box set with Lethal Weapon 4. This is starting at $161 on Discogs.
Yeah,
the CD
box
set. That's crazy.
US. Yeah. So we need that, boys, for me to complete my collection. And also, like, even though I am biased, the Lethal Weapon music was always pretty sick. So I was always really into it. And the first 3 are Clapton, or Clapton had a hand in them. And then, or maybe just the first 2, possibly. No, the first 3, Clapton did them. So at least a little bit. And I think that was a boot. Is that real?
Is the real
no,
boot?
No, that's all Brap stuff.
Okay.
That's not in the movie or anything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Plus, we get Weapon 4 have a CD soundtrack? It's not even on here. It's not coming up.
Let's see here.
This is not on Discogs. Nobody's added it before.
Lethal Weapon 4 soundtrack. There's a Spotify. Music from the motion picture. There's for some reason, there's a CD, Lethal Weapon 4, music from the motion picture. So it's a compilation, but it has a 4 on there, which is weird.
Dude, I'm not even seeing a CD. I'm seeing that inspired by a CD a ton.
Yep.
I'm thinking the only way to own the actual soundtrack is to buy that box set, which is probably why that box set's fucking expensive.
Yeah, I see this. This is the Spotify.
I'm seeing that too. You can buy that on Apple Music. But that's digital.
Yeah, it doesn't
I'm not here. Yeah, I'm not seeing actual CD listings at all. Which is a real interesting. Yeah, that's the only version of that. So the inspired by is it. I'm on soundtrackcollector.com.
Yeah.
So the inspired by is technically the soundtrack, I guess. So here it is on this website. And then they list the box set.
Yeah.
As so, yeah. If you wanted to own it, that's it. That's all you get.
That's fucking ridiculous. Yeah, and I don't want that if it's those covers are fucking god awful. I only want real fucking covers. Like I want the real shit.
Just like this, like the poster or whatever. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So if I can get all that, hold up. Look at fucking Murtaugh.
Yeah. Fucking mullet.
That's Riggs, actually. I don't know why I'm saying that. Martin Riggs. That's Riggs.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, but fucking do it, you fucking piece of shit motherfuckers. Stop making me so angry, because I need this, okay? I need my loot weapons. I need them now. And also, stop taking them off streaming, okay? Please.
That's crazy.
It's bullshit. Bruh. So I've told you this before. I'm a man of routine, okay? A man of routine. And I would put that on in the back. I'd put Lethal Weapon 4 and Lethal Weapon 1 on the background constantly every day. I did that for like 3 months. And it was on the very low. I couldn't even hear it basically, but it was just on the background. I did that every day. And then all of a sudden it was gone. And then like they were gone for like a week, and they got put on HBO Max again, and they were gone again after like, I don't know, another week or so. And it got really sketchy, and I stopped looking for them. They might still be on something right now, but it got so weird that it was up and down all the time. So Warner Brothers, stop. Just knock it off, man. Give me my Lethal Weapon 4 soundtrack. Give me Van Halen 3 on Lethal Weapon 4 where it needs to be. Thank you.
Yeah.
Fucking Gary Sharon over here.
Let's get it going. Yeah, we need Van Halen. We need Van Halen 3.
Yeah, exactly.
Alrighty. My last pick for tonight is...
You got honorables? This is the last one.
This is the last one.
Okay.
This is the last one. But this kind of runs through a lot of different things, too. So, Devin Townsend. He did a thing called Devin Townsend Project, you know, in the 2000s. And, yeah, I owned basically almost all of this. You know, Transcendence, starting at $75. So that sucks. That's doable though. That's not like shit. Kai starting at $100, and you're getting into this shit. Epic Cloud's there's not even one listed for this. And there's keep in mind too, there's only one pressing of these. Like these are on my want list, but these are the only pressings available. So I owned all that. Addicted, which is my favorite project record. There's one listed for $100, which is not even a bad price actually. So there's basically all of that needs to get repressed. I think if Devin owns all that shit, so I think he will someday. It's just like I don't think Devin looks back. He doesn't want to like go back to something and like, oh, let's put this out again with extra. Like he doesn't care. Like he's on to the next thing. I'm on to the next project, the next release, the next tour, what have you. So, yeah, I definitely would appreciate some reissues. That's why, like, when Lightwork came out, his most recent record, that's why I immediately bought the deluxe, because I'm like, okay,
you had to.
This thing will just appreciate in value, because if the shit ever gets repressed, it'll get repressed like once and then never again. So, yeah, I don't even really need a box set, honestly. Just just straight represses, cool with me. Yeah, it's Devin Townsend projects, and all this shit's not like crazy money. It just hurts because I bought it all new for like probably good back in the day, $25. Brand new.
I hate that for you, because I remember when you sold your shit. I remember you saying, you literally said, like, I know that I'm getting fucked. Like, this shit's not going to come back out. So I know, like, this is going to be complicated to get it again. Because I remember we talked about it. And
I didn't like get taken advantage of. Like,
no. Just talking about the Devin shit. Because when you had it, you were like, I know I'm getting fucked. Like, I know, like, not from the seller, but in life, because you're like, this shit's not going to get fucking repressed again anytime soon. So it's like, when you want to get it back, it's going to be a fucking complicated fucking, journey to get that shit back and monies and stuff. Because remember we talked about it, and you were like, I think you were like, I might just keep some of my Devin shit. And then obviously you didn't end up doing that.
Yeah, I kept a very select group of things. I kept my typo stuff. I kept my killers, some of my killer stuff that I gave it to you. My killers, my direct hits, 10-inch set. That's things like $300 now. I kept that, luckily. So there's some stuff, select things I did keep. The problem was, like, I was started to take things out, and Steve was like, all right, well then I need to offer this, like the more, and then I'm like, well, I need this lump sum. So, and I needed to sell it all. Like that is another aspect of collecting. When you try to sell stuff, like it's hard for a normal person to piece it out.
Yeah.
Like, do you want to list it all somewhere? Do you want to go Discogs, eBay? You know what I'm saying?
How much time do you got?
Exactly. How much time do you have? Shipping, all that shit. So
what's it worth to you?
And when you lump sum, when you want to sell it for a lump sum to a reseller, like that guy needs to make a profit too. So very rarely are you ever going to get back what you put into it. So It sucks. I mean, I think he'll eventually do them. There's not even like weird rights issues, so he,
It's
you
just
know,
about him doing it.
exactly. Everything comes out on Heavy Debbie Records. So I know some of the shit gets tied with Sony too, like depending on the area, the world that it's released. But like I'm pretty sure he owns the rights to everything all under Heavy Debbie. So um yeah, it's just exactly. It's a matter of him doing. It's just like the Tony. It's like Tony Iommi doing the Tony Martin shit. It's just the matter of him doing it. But the funny part about that is Tony Iommi has time. Like I'm
That's
not saying he
true.
doesn't do anything, but like you're not touring anymore. Like you're not doing
Devin's still
anything.
cranking shit out.
And he's still touring. Yes. So
Yeah.
like, um, so yeah, that does hurt, but hopefully it will be released someday. And it is a regret, but it was worth it.
Yeah.
It all worked out in the end, and it's been fun rebuilding the collection too. So like, I'd probably be done. I'd probably be at your point where you had to pick and choose what you buy because you're out of space. I would to
I'm out of space.
100%.
I'm out of space and I don't know what to buy anymore. So there we go.
No,
I've
like I
already
would
done
be.
filling in. That's
So
why I'm just going for weird now. That's why I'm going for Van Halen singles. That's why I'm going for David Lee Roth records. That's why I'm going for fucking weird because that's all I got left, man. All right, I got a handful.
I mean,
I'll do some real quick honorables.
I mean, that's part of the reason too, like why I've tried to like dive into Yes and Deep Purple more
Oh yeah,
to
no,
expand
100%.
my listening and horizons and like have another avenue of collecting too. So
1,000%. Just someplace else to go, something else. Also, something that you're endlessly stimulated on because you've little to no fucking context or any fucking like idea as to what this record sounds like versus this record, this sound, this guy. Like it's all new fucking world for you. So it's a really cool fucking thing to dive into.
yeah, it's definitely harder though because like you don't absorb records as easily. Somebody said that
Yeah.
the other night on Sea of Tranquility. I'm like, you're so right. Like you don't when you get like a certain age, you stop absorbing records truly.
I think
It's
that's
so
true.
much it's so much harder for me to like I have been consciously doing it since we've been doing this show, like listening to a lot of Yes, listening to a lot of Deep Purple, listening to a lot of Rainbow, Whitesnake, shit that I haven't really dove into before, and
Yeah.
or shit that I just knew hits. And like it's a lot harder for me to like listen to a record and like get it and want to listen to it again. Even if I like it, it's usually just like, okay, yeah, it's good. And then I'll just forget about it for months. I have to
Yeah.
consciously like, okay, I listened to it. I'm going to listen to it again, like immediately afterwards.
Yeah. Well, because your
Because
brain is in a million different places.
yeah, you have so many different worries. Like when you're 16, like you can listen to that record. That's the only worry that you have.
Also, the whole point of you listening to the record was to drown out everything else you were dealing with at 16. So it's like
Mm,
your entire point of focus was absolutely on that band, on that record, on that song, or the fuck. And it was a purposeful listen because you're like, I don't like anything that's happening right now at school or whatever the case is.
yeah,
I'm
whatever
gonna
it
go ahead and
is.
just
Yeah.
dive in real quick in this alternate universe. I'm gonna dive in, and it's gonna be fucking awesome because for 45 minutes at least, right? Hopefully, I'm gonna fucking kind of forget and kind of just go on this journey with this record. And maybe it's cool, maybe it's not. I don't know. We're gonna find out. But now you have so many different worries and so many different things that are consuming your fucking brain every day that it's
It's
hard to just
harder.
kind of free up the hard drive space.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. You got to
Actively
defrag
listen.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and that shit sucks, man. Like,
Yeah.
and neither of us do drugs, so like it'd be better if we did. We
Yeah.
could defrag easier, be
Yeah, I
nicer,
guess
like
so. Yeah.
just like yeah, if we could just do like a quick like ayahuasca or something or other, right? And we come back and we're just like defragged all the way. I don't know, like shit.
Yeah. Very true.
There you go. All right, so some honorables here. I have Two Tongues. This is the side project of Max Bemis from Say Anything and Chris Conley from Saves the Day. They did a dual side project together. It's a really cool record. There's a lot of cool songs on here. Crawl, big song. Tremors is a cool song. Wowie Zowie was another big song at the time. Even if you don't, another big song at the time. This is a very huge, really, really hyped side project that came out because it came out when Say Anything was on top of the world, basically, in the emo pop punk scene, like late 2000s. This is like 2009. 2009. So they only released this once on Picture Disc, and Picture
Yeah.
Discs are not great, and I don't care Picture Disc, so I've had this for years, and I would much rather it be on a regular straight LP. So it's 80 bones. Okay, whatever. I would just put the fucking record. There's a Two Tongues 2 as well. I never listened to that. I haven't gotten into it, but just fucking do a straight repress on an LP, regular fucking LP. Do that. You can do a little mini box if you wanted to with like the demos and stuff on there. Like I don't know how much demand is there, but Vagrant, they did well with this.
Picture this test
Test
pressing listed right now. Interesting.
That seems like the worst idea. I don't know. Okay, cool. So there's that. So if you're into early 2000s or late 2000s, early 2010s.
This is interesting. Blank white picture disc with the picture disc images are included in the sleeve as separate pieces of paper. Really interesting.
Interesting. Cool. Yeah, it is very interesting.
That's kind of cool.
I've never seen a picture disc test pressing, I guess.
Not me either. So
I guess it's the one you want
until now. Yeah.
100%. So there's that. And then this is the last one I got. Actually, I got one more, but it's already being done. So this is Piebald, Weird Little Friends We Have. So I have this. This is going for money every day of the week. There's like 4 different pressings of this, but they're all like 200 or 500 copies a piece. And it's never been repressed. So it's all first run shit. And what's funny is that Piebald puts up like posts because this is their biggest record. And they put up posts about this because this is the anniversary. It was this last year. And they were going to do a tour for it back east and whatever. And every time they'd post about the tour, all the comments were about the vinyl repress. So I know they don't own the rights to this or anything. I know there's maybe some weirdness going on, not in like a really horrible way, but I have the green or the mint marble. That's what I got. I got the mint marble.
Okay.
But they're all money, and it's all like they're either not available or they're all money. It's last sold March. Yeah, I bet that was the 130.
I bought this.
I bought this on eBay maybe like 4 or 5 years ago for like $60, and I remember thinking that was really expensive, and they've never printed more. So this would be interesting if you printed up like 2,000 maybe. I think that would pretty much quench whatever thirst is out there, probably. But this record is fucking.
None of these variants. There's none listed on here for sale.
Yeah, like what's crazy is
there's some German pressings.
There you go. Under the post, what's crazy is like some of the posters on there will say like, you can get a copy here. Somebody like Discogs, or there's a copy, and somebody will jump on it and fucking buy it and be like, I just bought it like right now. Like it's crazy.
Gotcha.
How like in demand they are for their fans. Like I'm not saying like everybody wants this record, but if you fucking pressed 1,000 of them, maybe 2,000 of them, you're gonna fucking make the market, and then nobody's gonna fucking really want it again, probably. But for right now, the Piebald fans are really fucking about it, and they fucking want this record. So at some point, hopefully it gets done. Travis, the lead singer, hinted at it on Instagram on one of the posts. Said, I know you guys want vinyl repress. We're working on it. Whatever. So we'll see if they do it. I'll buy it again, obviously, because it's nice to have a copy that's not the original whatever copy. So it's nice to do that. So that's a good thing. And then last but not least, it's actually happening already right now. So whatever. But AFI Sing the Sorrow. This just got repressed and posted this week for the anniversary show that happened last weekend. This is the silver edition. So this would actually be a cool variant they could have done, but they just did the regular cover or whatever. But the silver edition, I think, was I don't know if it was a Best Buy exclusive. I forget what's the silver. But this is one that we always went for as kids because we were like, silver one is the one to get because it's the most rare. Because it is more rare. I just don't know why it is. I don't know what the thing was. There's no special edition as far as I know. Like there's no extra songs on here or anything. But it's just the one we all wanted.
Let's see here. It's enhanced CD. I don't know. So there might be there might be
so
you might be able to put it in your computer and get extra shit. I think that's what that means.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. Interesting.
Doesn't say here though.
It does say enhanced CD in the back. I just assumed, I guess, all of them were at the time. The red.
No, I don't think they all are, because the other ones. Well, no, that does say. Enhanced. I don't know.
That's
Here's a
interesting.
limited edition black cover. The black cover is limited.
Oh, okay. That's the one. I've never even seen that one. I feel like.
Yeah, this is black. Oh, sorry, I'm not showing you.
Yeah, you're not
I
showing
thought
me.
it was showing that the whole time.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Here's
Buck
a black
25.
cover.
Yo, that is sick.
Yeah.
I do like that. Oh, different CD too. Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
enhanced CD with link to secret site.
The clandestine fucking mysteries and shit. Yeah, there's a
Wonder
whole
if that
other
fucking
alternate
site's
universe
still
goes
up.
on with this record too. I think it might be. I think I've done this before.
There were 2,500 press with black covers. I don't know what the silver is. It doesn't say. The silver does not say. It's just a variant. Like it doesn't even say that it's not expensive at all.
Yeah,
So
that's
it's interesting.
Right, so maybe we should have gone for the black ones. I don't think I've ever seen one, but maybe we should have gone for the black ones.
Yeah, there was only 2,000 of them. So yeah, there's the silver, red, and black.
Fucking A. Yeah, this was the most expensive record I've owned. I mean, aside from Bangers, so if you want to include the Miley, but for AFI it was all $500 all day for Sing the Sorrow. But they finally just did the repress after 20 years this year, and I bought both variants of that they've released so far. So hopefully that happens. Yeah, there's a lot of boots out there this last couple of years. People put the boots out, which I think is why they actually posted up the real shit.
Yeah, here's the
yeah, it's the one from the show.
The new one.
Yeah, the 120, like that. Like I get it. I get why you put it up like that, but we're all getting them.
Somebody bought it for 150. Holy shit.
That's just you wanting it now. Like that's all that is, right? Like because I'm gonna get mine in May. And it's all the same.
Yeah, first 2,000 copies were sold at the forum. Remaining copies were sold in the band's web store.
Yeah, and they're still available right now as we speak. We looked last night.
Wow.
So like,
gotcha.
160 is not something you need to spend like that. I'm stoked for it because I like having multiple copies of my favorite records because just to make sure I have backups. I guess, right? I don't know.
Did it hurt the original at all?
Probably.
300.
I mean, I don't know. Yeah, like I guess it probably would have hurt it, but if people really want that original, red, they'll spend it. AFI has crazy fans, so I think there'll always be an audience, a pretty healthy audience for that original pressing. What's crazy is there was 10 or 20,000 copies of that pressed, but they still went up for almost $500.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, the highest was over 600 on Discogs.
Fuck me.
609.
That is absolutely fucking insane. I can't even imagine that. 10,000. There you go. 10,000. 10,000 is a lot of copies.
That is
a lot of records. So the fact that it got to be so expensive is fucking next level crazy in my eyes.
Yeah.
Fuck me, man.
Well, good on them for finally redoing it. People actually get their hands on it that want it, so that's cool.
100%, and people can stop fucking putting down payments on, I don't know.
Put it on layaway.
Or put it on layaway. That's true.
Put your record up here on the dash. Put it on layaway. Is that it for you?
Oh yeah, that's all I got.
Alrighty.
Go away.
That was fun, man. That was a good it was a good collecting night. We rarely ever have those where we just talk about collecting and records and pricing and shit. So that was fun.
Collector's Corner.
Yeah, it was definitely bittersweet, but
yeah,
it comes and goes. It'll come back around. Alrighty. We end the episode with the choosing of a topic. Tonight is my deal. So I'm going to go with one that we've been talking about. A nice, easy ranking, but one that would be going to be fun to do. I'm going to go with ranking the Van Halen studio albums. You're like, I already did it. Let's do it right now.
Yeah, we're done right now. I can go we got 3 hours here. I can go for another 3 hours on this. Not a big deal. But I will go for another week.
Yeah, so what do you got? You got like 7 albums, so not too bad.
No, yeah.
Right? It's like 7 or 8.
So 1. I mean, we can just do 1, 2, 3. Women, Children, Diver Down, 84. You got 5150. Oh, you
Okay,
Women
some more
2.
than I thought.
Fuck. Balance.
And then 3.
And 11.
3.
Well, I already did 3. I already did 1 through 3. I already did 1 through 3. I just did that. So you got 11, I guess.
And then
so
the new record.
Yeah.
A different kind of series. Shit. Okay.
New record, by the way, is 12 years old.
Yes. There's a lot of stuff in there that I haven't listened to in a long time, like that new record. So it'll be interesting to see where that ends up. You have 2 different eras of that band. Some people love and hate. So it will be an interesting
a lot of
ranking.
records when Dave left the group.
They really did. And it will be an interesting ranking to see how we rank those first few classic albums that everybody loves compared to the Hagar stuff, which a lot of people don't like, but we appreciate. So anyways, guys, if you made it this far, hit the like button, subscribe, comment down below, all that good stuff. We appreciate you hanging out with us each and every week here on the Living Deadwax podcast. And we will see you next time, guys. Peace.